Alright, you guys, so today we're going to be creating a graduation design, and we're going to be doing that in Photoshop. Right now I have up a banner that I was working on, so that is just something else that you can do in Photoshop as well. What we're going to do is we're going to go to File, we're going to click New, then your pop-up screen should pop up. And you can do it whatever size you're looking for, whatever design style that you're trying to print. We can just do 11 by 17 since that's usually the standard size. You can do 13 by 19, but you can definitely resize it when you're printing as well, depending on the print software that you're using. So we're just going to go with 11 by 17. Always change it to inches. You can do it by pixels, but just do it by inches so that you can know that is exactly what you're sizing it as. We're going to keep the resolution as 300 pixels so that it will be great quality. You can keep this as RGB color, 8-bit. Background content as transparent. You do not have to don't color manage. And you can leave this as square pixels. And that is the first basic step to opening a document. And here's your background here that's going to pull up. Alright, so when you're creating a design from scratch, you want to start with the background and see what you're looking for. How do you want it to look? What does your audience want? Or a lot of times I create templates. I do use templates that I could just go in and edit and change. And sometimes I just do it based off the pictures that I receive from the customer. Okay, you have to definitely base it off the customer because you don't want, I mean, somebody might send over better quality pictures if, you know, some people might send over better quality pictures than the other. You might say, okay, this looks better with this backdrop or, you know, these brushes, different things like that. So the school colors that we're using for this design is going to be green, navy blue, and white. Baby in the background. This is actually one of my 2023 graduates, but I'm going to make it 2024 just so that you all can see what I'm doing for 2024. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and decide on, you have to use your brushes. Here is your brush tool. And I already have pre-downloaded brushes. You can use the brushes that are in the system, or you can use brushes that you download. Now, the brushes that I download would come from brusheezy.com. And we can go on there. And that's BRUSHEEZY, brusheezy.com. They have so many different brushes that you can go to, and you can use free brushes, okay? You do not have to pay for brushes. You literally can get so many different free brushes and you create your own brush strokes. Okay. Hold on one second. So here are all the different brushes that we have, and you could download them and you could just look through them. I already have brushes that I'm going to use, so you will see that in the computer system while we go along. Also, you can use grunge brushes. You can go on Google and type in grunge brushes. Brush strokes, different things like that. Here are a ton of them. You see, this one's pulled up Brush Easy. You'll go there if that's the type that you're looking for. And you can use that to your liking. One second. Alright, so with that being said, there are brush strokes here that, what's pulling up? One second, let me make sure that it's even recording the right screen. Uh-oh, hold on. Open system settings. Okay. It's asking me to allow accessibility, so 1 second. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, there's plenty of grunge brushes here. You can choose from these, even on PNG Tree, like they have so many different ones, and I have some that are already on my computer. So we can go to my downloads, type in grunge, and see what pulls up. What do I have saved? And I also create some grunge brushes and just go ahead and do a layer. So let's just use this one. We could pull that in. We'll just drag it in here. And as you can see, it's transparent. If it was not transparent, you can remove the background. If you're using a MacBook, you can press Command T. If you're using a Windows or HP, different things like that, Control T. And you will, let's move this out the way so we can see. This box here will pull up and you can extend it. This tool here is the maintain aspect ratio. If you want it to stay in its proportions, click this button. If you want to be able to pull it out of its proportions and expand it, like with it warping pretty much, you can unclick it, which that's what I'm going to do because I want to be able to pull it which way, like every which way that I want. As you can see, it's extending. So here we go. All right, so that's good. Now, as I stated before, this the colors that I'm using is going to be green, blue, and white. Remember, you want everything on a different layer. So let's go here and press FX. We're going to, actually, let's bring in the logo first so that we can pull the correct colors. 1 second. So let's, actually, let me just go to this one. This is the logo here. We're going to keep this up because I have the pictures on this tab. So we're going to bring in the logo. As you can see, I saved it straight from Google. It's already transparent. And I clicked this maintain aspect ratio here because I do not want this to be warped. I want it to extend exactly how it is. I don't want it to look a different kind of way. So we're going to press that and we can do like a white outline around this. Mind you, you just have to play with it to see exactly how you want it to be. Your layers panel will pull up. I want an outside layer stroke outline. So here we are. Like that. And it's going to be white, 100% showing. You could do a drop shadow if you want, depending on if you're doing sublimation or DTF or whichever way you're doing it. A lot of times when you do DTF prints, a drop shadow shows kind of weird. So you might not want to do that. But if you're doing sublimation, perfectly fine. And it'll show really pretty on the sublimation shirts, which I like to offer a lot of sublimation shirts during graduation season. And here you are just adjusting it, the size accordingly. All right, so now we have our colors. These are exact colors from the logo. Now we're going to click on our grunge background, which is the layer field here. You're going to be dealing with your layers panel a lot, okay? I can give you the steps, but I can't. I mean, unless you want me to do it for you, I can't. But I could give you the steps, and these are the exact steps that I'm taking, okay? So we're going to change the color of this grunge background. Let's click FX here at the bottom. We're going to do a gradient overlay. So now this has pulled up. We're going to go to our gradient and we're going to change the colors of this, okay? And we'll just click here. Our colors pull up. This is not the green we want. We're going to go grab that green out of here, out of the logo. Then we're going to go grab the blue out of here. And there's the blue. All right. Okay. Press OK. All right. So now we have a pretty grunge background, right? And of course, you can adjust it as you need. Make it bigger, wider, whichever way, whatever you want to do. All right. So let's go up above. Let's go ahead and get started on actually, I want to add a new, I actually want to add a new layer. So let's add a new layer here, because I just thought of something that might look pretty cool when I add in, let's see, a brush that I have. This brush is a sparkler brush, which I got from Brush Easy. And I'm just going to make sure that it's right inside of here, but I'm not going to do it directly on the background. I'm going to do it on my new layer, and it's white. Actually, sorry, it's burgundy, but this panel right here, you'll change your color to white, and here we are. Now that's white, and you can adjust it if you need to. Remember, that's Control T or Command T. You can make it bigger, smaller, however you want. So we're going to leave that just like that. And this is just adding small little trinkets to it to just make the design pop a little bit more. All right. So now we're going to get ready to start our colors. We can go to the text tool right here on your left side panel, and we're going to change the word color to, let's say we're going to use this green. So I'm just pulling over that exact green. The font that I'm going to use is Varsity Teen, and this is Varsity off of dafont.com. That's DAFONT.com. You can say grad, graduate, senior, whatever the case may be, whatever their name is. You could say 2024, however you want it to look. So right now we're going to type in 2024. I'm going to right click this and go down and take the full italic off. It was only checked because I used this on another design and it just brought the same settings over. I'm going to check it, and now it's back straight. Now back to your character panel, which is actually right here. If it's not already on this side of the panel, it's going to be right here at the top. You'll press character panel and it's going to pull up. You can adjust your words. You can make them closer together, like those 2024 now. You see that it's moving together. We're going to press Command T again. Size those numbers. 2024. Make it however you want it, the thickness, the smallness. All right, now we're going to make it closer together because that's just what I want to do, and you'll play around with it and you make it exactly how you want it. Let's add another stroke from the layers panel, which is your outline. All right, and let's do gray. All right, and you can adjust how big you want the outline to be. Now I want to bevel and emboss it, which is going to bring it out some more. Smooth, and you can play around with this. This is just to give it like that little 3D effect, and you'll play around with it. Now we're going to go back here to our character panel and bring the words out just a little bit, just because the outline made it a lot closer together. So as you can see, they are extending out, and that's good. Okay, so now you can duplicate this or however you want. You can say you can do it however you want. So let's just duplicate this, duplicate layer, and that's right clicking it. Now you're going to go above that, get your move tool and put it right above that, because that's where I want to put it. I'm going to write congratulations. Or you could just say senior. If you don't want to write it that long, it's up to you. You can put graduate. It's literally based off what you want or what the customer wants it to say. We're going to change the color of this to navy blue, because that's just what I want to do. I'm going to change the outline to green because again, I'm just playing around with it, what I see fit for it. Okay. And you can leave this where you want it, or you can adjust it to the middle, whatever you see fit for your design. So now I'm just going to add another text right above this that says congratulations. Congratulations. And I'm going to change the font to White Lotus. I'm going to change it to white. Put it right above this. And we can add a stroke to it. It doesn't have to be white. It can be literally what color you want it to be. And if you want it to be a little bit more legible, you could change it from white to, let's see, navy blue. All right. And we can make this outline just a little bit smaller. And I think that looks really good. You can add a drop stroke, like I said before. It just really depends on what you're looking for, or what the customer is looking for mostly. And usually once you get the hang of designing, you can say, oh, okay, this looks good. I'm going to do this per the per the design, or per the pictures that you receive, different things like that. All right. So now we're going to click on our background layer, and we're going to add in the picture. Here are a few pictures from this one. As I stated before, this is one of my 2023 graduates, but I'm just going to use her pictures because I love these colors and the pictures were pretty vibrant. So we're going to pull in this picture. As you can see here at the bottom, it says remove background. You can remove background on this site, or you can remove the background on another site that you would like. Remove.bg is also pretty good. They've done some updates to it and it was a little bit weird, but it still works for some of the images that I import over. So as you can see, that removed the background very well. Let's add in another image. And it just depends on how many images you want to use. You do not have to use that many if you don't want to. Remove background. All right. That's beautiful. And let's see. You can add drop shadows. You can add outlines. It all depends, like I said before, on what you're looking for. And as you can see, she does have a lot of different images that we can use. Let's just add one more picture, and we can add this to the back. So I'm going to remove the background of this, and we're going to adjust this here, and we're going to put it to the back. So you can remember, you're going to be using your layers panel, you're bringing it to the back, and that looks good. I'm just going to adjust the logo just a little bit, make it a little bit smaller. And that looks good. I like it just like that. As you can see, you can add, remember, you can add outlines with the FX tool down here, and that's the stroke. That's if you want to. I don't think we need to add outlines to this because it's just not needed. I think the pictures are crispy and clear, and there's really no need to. You can add a drop shadow. That looks good. We could keep that. Like I said, for sublimation, drop shadows are pretty as well, and it gives it good quality vibes as well. If you want to do a space filler down here, you can do another form of the logo, or you can actually duplicate the logo. It just depends on, like I said, what you're looking for, what the customer is looking for, and it's all up to you. Also, you can add in little trinkets, like how this white background, I think that's pretty, like how it just added in just a little bit more pop to this. congratulations, senior 2024. I, in my opinion, thinks this look really good. And it's plain and simple. You can add the school name. You could add the name of the person. Like, okay, let's take senior, and let's, for instance, duplicate this. Let's say that we want to add her name. Let's take this right here. We can adjust it smaller and just put it in the corner, and it just depends what looks good. Like I said, let's say we wanted to make this smaller. Her name is Deani. And that looks good just like that. We're still using varsity. And say we wanted to just go to the bottom and type in the name of the school, Discovery High School. Just to add in just a little bit more things, you know, to fill it up, make it look really good and pop. And if you want to duplicate, you can duplicate it if you want to keep it with the same formation. Or if you just want to do the, you know, just the basic text, that's good as well. Discovery High School, and that looks good in plain blue. So here we are. And here is the, I think that this is a good final project. We can add in like a sparkle, a star, different things like that. And these are all things that you can just grab off of Google, different things like that. So let's just say I wanted to add in a star just because, like, adding on the 4, you can add it there. You could duplicate your 4 and add it where you need to. Add it by her name or picture. It's just all up to you. And this here is the final look. Remember, it's transparent, so once you print it, it'll look good. And I think that that's definitely plain and simple. If you have any more questions, you definitely can reach out. Let me see. Here we go. So you will go File, Export as. I'm just going to say PNG, transparent. Here are your dimensions, and that's the size that you made it, and you're going to export it, and you can save it, you know, whatever name you want. And that is your design. It's pretty simple. It's done. Now, if you wanted to do, let's just do one more file where we open it and we create a custom background. Like, let me see, let's move this. Okay, let's see if we make a background with like the smoke tool, the smoke brushes. Let me see. And remember, these are definitely brushes that have been created from brusheasy.com. They're downloaded. Once you download them and open them up to download it, it'll go to your Photoshop brushes. All right, so this is at 3270. All right, here you can adjust it how you want. Control T is how you adjust it. Remember, you want to do another layer just so that you won't, let me see, just so that if you needed to erase something or change the color of something, that will be an easy fix with your layers tool. And you just play around with the brushes. You can make that bigger if you want. Make another layer panel. And this is just me creating something from scratch. And you can size it down how you need to, because you can always adjust it bigger. Now say this is one of the backgrounds that you wanted to use, that's perfectly fine. You could go into your text tool and you could start adding in your words and different things like that, just like how we did on the other video. This part right here is just to basically show how to use your downloaded brushes. Graduate. And remember, in your characters panel, you can adjust how close they are and different things like that. You could add your outlines. Zara, you're not walking with him down the stairs, are you? Okay. All right. So we're going to add this. And we're going to add the bevel and emboss as well. And you can adjust as you please. And this is graduate, different things like that. Duplicate layer. $2024. Now remember, this is just something that you could play around with. Even if somebody sent you, say somebody sent you only one picture or different things like that, sometimes you can make it work, you know, and just jazz it up. Pull this above here so that bottom half is, let's see, all right. And then we can add, like, say we're just using one image on this one. All right. That's one. Let's just add the logo into this one. Keep the proportion. And this is just something quick, just because I want to show with that custom background. If you didn't want to use a background that was brought in. Here we go. Remember, you can add a stroke as well to this, however you want it. And that looks pretty cool, but you could do green just to make it pop a little bit more. You can also do a drop shadow if you want, and you can bring this behind her picture if you want the logo to sit behind the picture. Your layers panel is going to be your best friend. All right. And this could be a perfect design as well. Now we could go right above graduate. Say you wanted to put congrats or different congrats graduate or just graduate 2024. It all depends on what you're looking for. So now we could just go in and say, oh, let's just type her name on here in cursive or different things like that. And sit it right up here. stroke. And I'm just playing around with different colors and things like that to see what works. And I think that's really pretty. And that's plain and simple. And sometimes I like to add a layer at the bottom just to see how it would look on white. Like, and you could use this tool here, the create new fill. You could just do a solid color and you could do it white. Like if you're doing it on a white shirt, and you can see exactly how it would look printed on a white shirt, and that's beautiful, I'd say. And say you want, let's just add one more thing. If you wanted to, like, say you wanted to add like a sparkle or something like that, just because, excuse me, you can do that. Remember, you change it down here white. Remember, sublimation does not print white, but it'll still show on those pieces, and I like that. Voila, these are my new favorite brushes actually, because it just gives this little look that's like totally different, and I really like it. But that's neither here nor there. Also, if you wanted to do like a brush like that over your words, you can do that as well, and you could just lower the, like, see how that's like that. Hold on, let me see. See if, say you want to put it right over your words, you can lower the opacity of it so that it won't show for real. It'll show just a little bit. And that's cute, right? All right, so that's all. That's pretty much it. That's plain and simple, straight to the point. I showed you all the steps that I take, and that's all for now.